is sometimes you want to turn your song into a different instrument like a ukulele or something like that. So again, it's because of the open chords and the uniqueness of open chords, I can get all of those sounds. When I play a bar chord, all my fingers are busy. I can't be doing all these little noodly things with my fingers. With open chords, I can do all that kind of stuff. But because I'm all the way up here on the ninth fret, it's giving me this real sort of high-pitched, again, different kind of instrumentation, this different tonality that's really kind of neat. It's a lesser reason, but for me, it's a really important reason because, I don't want to lose that integrity just so I can play them as bar chords. I want to keep that so I can actually keep that sound going. I always think, I forget how it goes, but... right? Like Here Comes the Sun. I can't remember exactly how it goes, but it's not like the Beatles weren't capable of playing bar chords or they didn't know their chords. It's that in order to make Here Comes the Sun sound like Here Comes the Sun, it needed to be capoed in a different key for them to sing, but yet be able to play those open chords. So I just kind of always feel compelled to debunk, if you will, this confusion that people have where the only reason you use a capo is because you don't know all your chords or you're too lazy to learn your chords. Maybe you are a beginner and the capo comes in really handy for keeping you on the track and keeping you motivated and learning songs, and I think that's wonderful. But I don't think that's the only reason. I think you use it because you still want to maintain those open chord sounds. You just do it in a different key for whatever reason.
I love it. Man, that's three great examples of how to use a capo that I hope opens people's eyes to kind of, something you can use to maintain that integrity and that chord structure, or if you're a beginner, to not have to learn a bunch of bar chords and just
Yeah, or you find yourself in a situation where you've learned a song and somebody else has learned the song, but you learn it in two different keys, right? Like the wedding thing is just a prime example because usually everybody is stressed out at the morning of a wedding, and then you're trying to get all this stuff put together. And it's not that I don't have the capability of playing it in a different key. Of course I can, and of course I probably have. But the nice thing about the capo is it doesn't, in my brain, I don't have to reconfigure everything and then worry about possibly making a mistake because I practiced it that way and now I'm playing it this way, right? I don't want those mistakes to happen. So with the capo, it's very easy just to maintain everything. Doesn't always work out, but if it can, it's a really easy way of keeping it. So I don't make a mistake on somebody else's important day,
Sure. Even if you're just playing around with, there's a lot of reasons to be able to modulate, to basically change keys, just what you're doing with a capo. One of them is, as an accompanist, you're actually playing the guitar for somebody else who's singing, and you're playing a supporting role. And one of your supporting roles is to follow the lead of the singer. And if the lead of the singer, maybe the singer, like you said, Steve, is not a trained musician. Maybe they sing in the bathtub and they got asked to sing at the wedding. Well, your job is to make them as comfortable as they can possibly be, because they're already going to be nervous singing at their friend's wedding.
Right.
We're kind of stuck on this wedding idea, but it could be your kid. Your kid might be 10 years old and his voice hasn't changed yet. And so he wants to sing a song, and you need to put in a different key that actually matches his voice that's appropriate for his age.
Right. Well, and the thing to remember too with that is that even if you are a professional singer, the voice is the one instrument that can only go so high and so low in a comfortable range. The guitar can be in any key, it takes practice and you got to study it, but you can play in any key. But a singer can only sing so high and so low, as talented as they are. Not everybody can be, 6-octave range like Roy Orbison or something like that, whatever it was that he was. Not everybody can do that, and even if you can, it's not like all those octaves that he would sing were all equally as comfortable. It's just he had the capability. So we are, as guitar players, we always have to be aware of that singer, whether they're like Dan said, a novice, or whether they're extremely talented, they still only have a limited range that's really comfortable for them. You were born with that, right? And yes, as guys, our voices might change, but then you're still left with whatever limited range you have after that. So, so sometimes we have to readjust for a very valid limitation of a singer.
Mm-hmm. And boy, it puts the singer at so much, a much greater, puts them at ease when they know that their range is going to be within something they're comfortable versus them having to sing super low or super high because you forgot your capo or you don't know how to use one.
A prime example is my daughter and I. Like, my daughter and I will do shows together, and so we'll pick a bunch of songs that we want to learn, and then I'll sit and I'll learn them all, which is a lot of material. And usually they're not all just strum songs. I mean, they might have a lot of stuff going on. And then when we get together, the first thing that we have to do is we have to reorganize what keys they all need to be in. So we'll sit and pick one song, and I've figured it out in whatever key it's in, and I've learned the tune, and she's learned the tune, right? But it was whatever guy singing it, and it doesn't feel comfortable for her. So the first thing we have to do, like, just off the top of my head, I can't remember if it was at 3rd fret. We would do Landslide by Fleetwood Mac, but she does it here. And I know that because we sat and figured it out. I don't want to leave. First of all, it's got a capo anyway, right? And nobody's going to argue that Lindsey Buckingham isn't a talented guitar player, right? He's already using a capo. But the fact that he's using it here for Stevie Nicks, but for my daughter, we had to move it up a little bit to find her vocal range, what was comfortable for her. So now I know it's at the 6th fret because we've done it so many times. Just different kinds of songs like that. So, I don't expect my daughter to have to sing it in album key. I need to figure out how to make it so she's comfortable, so it matches her voice. Hey, Steve Stine here. Thank you so much for watching. If you like these sorts of videos, please subscribe to the channel. Now, by now, there should be some other videos available for you to watch on my left or right, so click on those to check those out as well. And all these videos are just smaller chunks of my larger videos from the main YouTube channels. One is Guitar Zoom, and the other one is Steve Stine Guitar Lessons. You can look those up and subscribe to those as well. And be sure to check out the premium guitar courses and lessons available at guitarzoom.com.